Welcome to this new video. On this new video, I will show you how you can add some 3D object to your filter so that you have a nice environment and some virtual object around you, which makes it much more cool. So you have two different ways to do that. The first one is to use the resources that you may find already in the asset library, which contains many different things in this assets library. So let's open it. The asset library, as you see, contains some different object, effects, materials, audios, sound, and so on. So here I'm looking for adding 3D objects. So of course you can click on 3D and see what are the things that you can find, but you can also use it as a search engine and type whatever you want. So for example, balloons or any object, you can possibly get them directly from the asset library. So let's start from this, and after that we'll show you another option in case you don't find whatever you want in the asset library that is defined by default. So I'm going to look for planets or solar system. So here you see that thanks to the community we have a solar system pack that I can import. So I will import it. And once you import any of these objects or sound and so on, they appear in the resource panel that we have already seen. And you will find them here with the solar system pack. Once it's appearing here, you don't see it on your filter because you will need to make it appear in the scene. From now, it's only on the resources. So the resources on the lower side, but the filter itself is on the upper side. So I'm going to take the solar system and adding it to the scene. If I zoom in, you see that here is the solar system. It's hidden here. If I uncheck it, it disappears. If I check it, it's appearing it. And inside of this solar system, you have all the planets. Maybe we don't want all the planets. So I guess that I can remove some of them, the sun, for example. And then I want that it will be more visible. So first of all, I'm going to change here the way that the filter is displayed, because I guess that the planet will maybe only visible when the subject is quite far from the camera, but not on a face view like this. So I'm going to change the default vision. For example, I'm going to go on the trend preview, and here you appear for the first time, appears the planets. Okay. Let's check for a video one so that it's going to be more dynamic. So as you see, because I put the solar system at the same level as the body tracking system, the planets are not moving with the body. If I want the planet to move with the body, I will have to put the planet below the body tracking system. At this point, I will change the size of the planet. Maybe I want the planet to be bigger or displayed differently. So from this point, I can click here, and you see that you can apply different transforms. So for example, if you want to make the planets look bigger, you can modify the parameters here. So now the planet looks much bigger. Let's say that I want the planet to move when the body moves. Then I will put all of these planets inside of the body tracking system. And now the planet moves with the model. That's basically how you can add objects. Let's maybe put this planet a bit upper, so I can just transform them. So you can use, of course, these values here to change the place, the location of the object, but you can also use this view to change it. I will be able to, you see, as I will click here on Move Tools, and the Move Tools allows me to move the object. And in the X, in the Y, and you see that it moves. The same for all the scene. If I want all of it to move up, if I want some of them only to be moved, for example, on the right, so that it's around the model and not too close to the model, then I can tune it and create my effects as I want. Yeah, so of course you can take your time, update the object, change the location of the object, change the size. Maybe you want some other object to be bigger and so on, but you know how to do that. As you see, the moon is much too close to the Earth, and you see also that the Earth is quite small. So maybe you will want to change the size of the moon to make it smaller, or to change the different planets. But here you have the main idea of how to add some 3D objects to your scene. Okay, so now I want to show you in the second part of this video how you can import some 3D object into your scene. So basically object that you won't be able to find via the asset library. So if you want, and if you know that you want to add something special, and then I recommend you to use the biggest 3D library of objects, which is Sketchfab. So we go to Sketchfab. You can take time to create your own account on Sketchfab. It's totally free. And from there, you will be able to access a huge library of 3D objects that are provided by the creators. Many of these objects, they are free, so you can download them and integrate them in your lens. So I'm going to add a Sputnik satellite behind my dress and behind the scene of the augmented reality filter. So for example, here you see that you can download it. There is no $sign, so it means that it's free. So I'm going to select it and download it. So you have a download link here. You have different file format. You should be careful with the object that you're integrating into your lens, because you are limited to 10 megabytes for one lens, which means that you cannot really add very big objects, or let's say very detailed object in terms of quality of the rendering. So this Sputnik is quite simple structure, so I will not have any issue with it. I will download the GLB file, okay? And this GLB file here, I will be able to import it in my project. So I'm going to my project, and from there, I'm going to import a new resource, which is the Sputnik GLB. It's very similar to the way that you imported the dress at first. So not that much different, very similar. Here you see that it's appearing in the resources. It's not appearing in the scene because it's in the resources, but it's not on the scene yet. So I'm going to take this file and drag it in the hierarchy of my project. I put it above the body tracking once again because I don't want it to move with the body that is tracked. Of course, it's not perfect. You don't see anymore the character, you don't see anything because Sputnik is too big and it's not at the right location. It's even not straight. So we will update this to make it look much better. Of course, you can change different parameters. When you click on Sputnik here, the first thing you see is that you can change the scale. So I'm going to change its scale to make it look smaller. So that's a first point. The second one is the location of Sputnik. So as you see here, Sputnik is in the middle of the scene, but maybe I want it more on the side. And why not putting it more straight like it stands? So for this, I'm going to click on the rotate, and I will be able to rotate. So you see I can rotate now Sputnik according to the different rotation angles And now I have it quite straight. So that's very simple. I can again move back and put it on the back of the scene. And from there, you have your dress, you have the 3D objects moving with the dress, and you even have some new 3D object imported from Sketchfab. So that's the basic idea I wanted to show you. Now you have to design it in your way. You have to take time to make the decision to decide how you want it to look like. It's just to show you how basically it works. I will stop there for this video and we'll see in the next video. Thank you very much.